The tragic shooting of Charlie Kirk has sent shockwaves through the American political landscape. In the moments captured on video, Kirk is seen speaking at his American Comeback Tour event when a sudden gunshot rang out. Witnesses reported blood pouring from the side of his head and neck as chaos unfolded in the crowd. Attendees, stunned and horrified, struggled to process what they had just witnessed. Authorities are seeking a new person of interest in the shooting and have no one in custody as of late Wednesday, according to a law enforcement official familiar with the matter who was not authorized to discuss the situation by name and spoke on condition of anonymity. Within the hour, political leaders from both parties reacted. Republican leadership quickly expressed their grief and prayers, while prominent Democrats also condemned the violence. The bipartisan calls underscored just how high-profile and consequential Kirk had become in American politics. His death represents not just the loss of a conservative activist, but the silencing of one of the most influential voices of his generation. Charlie Kirk, only 31 years old, rose to prominence after founding Turning Point USA in 2012. Inspired by the Tea Party movement, he built the organization into a powerhouse of conservative activism, focusing heavily on mobilizing younger voters. His Prove Me Wrong events, often held on college campuses, became signature moments where he invited people with opposing views to debate him openly. While his exchanges were sometimes respectful and engaging, they also sparked controversy and protest, especially from students and activists on the political left. Kirk's closeness to the Trump family cemented his influence. He was widely credited with helping Donald Trump rebuild support among younger conservatives after the 2020 election defeat, playing a key role in boosting youth turnout for Trump's 2024 re-election. He also influenced major decisions within Trump's circle, including the selection of J.D. Vance as vice president, a choice Kirk strongly advocated as representing the future of the MAGA movement. But Kirk's rise was not without controversy. His staunch defense of the Second Amendment often drew criticism, especially as he opposed nearly all forms of gun regulation, arguing instead for broader access to firearms. After several high-profile mass shootings, Kirk's comments sparked outrage among gun control advocates who accused him of radicalizing young conservatives on the issue. Similarly, his outspoken stance on the Israel-Palestine conflict generated backlash. Kirk was a vocal supporter of Israel, frequently criticizing pro-Palestinian activists and movements like BDS, boycott, divestment, sanctions. His harsh dismissals of Palestinian grievances, including remarks that critics labeled as insensitive, earned him significant opposition on college campuses and from progressive organizations. These positions made Kirk a polarizing figure, adored by his followers for his uncompromising defense of conservative values, yet equally reviled by his opponents for what they saw as inflammatory rhetoric. Despite the divisions, Kirk's influence was undeniable. His rallies drew thousands, and his media presence shaped conservative discourse. Politicians often sought his approval, knowing that a speech at a Turning Point event could energize their campaigns almost as much as a Trump rally. Following his death, tributes have poured in. Vice President J.D. Vance offered prayers, calling Kirk a major figure on the right, whose impact could not be overstated. Speaker Mike Johnson led a moment of silence in the House of Representatives. President Trump himself reportedly spoke with allies, vowing justice for the attack and acknowledging Kirk's vital role in the MAGA movement. But the tragedy has also reignited debates about political violence in America. Leaders across the spectrum, including Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, emphasized that violence has no place in democracy. For many, Kirk's death represents not only the loss of a rising star in conservative politics, but also a sobering reminder of the nation's increasingly volatile climate. We condemn political violence as it leads to nothing but further disagreement. Charlie Kirk's legacy will remain complex. A bold, influential leader who energized a generation of conservatives, but also a lightning rod for controversy, whose outspoken views made him both celebrated and despised. His death leaves a deep void in the conservative political movement he helped shape, and raises urgent questions about the future of political discourse in America.